What's up, guys? It's Jbj45 Reef coming at you with another video, and unfortunately I had to downsize my 100 gallon to this Jbj45 for moving purposes, but this is the new tank. This is what it looks like. I'm going to give you an overview of all the equipment that I actually have on it and give you a little tour of the tank and how I actually set it up. Alright, so I still have one of my XR30 Pros. Couldn't bring myself to actually get rid of it. Even though I want the T5 lighting, I just had to keep one of these. It was too expensive and too nice for me to just sell, so I kept one of them. Alright, so this is my Aqua Max HOB1 protein skimmer. This was a really hard decision for me to figure out what kind of skimmer I should get for an all-in-one tank. This one's a hang on the back skimmer, and I'm really glad that I bought it because it started skimming immediately and it got really good reviews. So I test drove it out and the thing works awesome. I definitely recommend this skimmer to anybody that is looking for any type of hang on the back skimmer for an all-in-one tank. Alright, so this decision was not hard at all to do. Vortec MP40. This thing is super powerful. It's got the wireless capability to communicate with the other power head, and it's probably one of the best pieces of equipment I bought for this tank. This thing is awesome, and it picks up detritus like no other, so it keeps my rocks pretty clean. Alright, so next up is Mangrove Trees. I got like 5 of these in here, and I had a horrible nitrate problem, and these guys help out with the phosphate and nitrate, so I have these in there also. This is my Aqua USA 1/13 50 gallon chiller. I needed a chiller. My apartment runs hot, so just like my 100 gallon, I needed a chiller for it. This thing works perfect with my Apex. I would definitely, if you're gonna invest in a chiller, get the Aqua USA. It's a really good brand. Alright, so this is my Bubble Magus T11. Moving the camera around a little bit, sorry. And probably the best dosing pump I've ever seen. I know they have a T2. I think that's what it's called. They sell one of those. I've looked at that, but ultimately this has the gadgets and all the bells and whistles you need on it. So definitely, I recommend this. Okay, so this is my Apex controller. Obviously, I had to get this from my other tank because I wasn't gonna let that go. This is the gold one, so it had all the probes with it. That's the only difference between all the other ones is how many probes and little devices it can hold. But yeah, I had to switch this over. Alright, so this looks kind of messy, but this is underneath inside the cabinet. I got my ballast for my Ecotech light, and then both my power head controllers right there. One's yellow, one's white. It's because they're working together and they're communicating with each other. That's the wireless feature that it comes with. It looks kind of messy, but it's gonna be a lot better because I'm gonna clean it up down the road. But it all works in there. I've gotten a lot of people telling me that I shouldn't do this or whatever. I just don't have the room. I wanted to consolidate, but I got it all capped up and everything's rubberized, so there's no condensation or anything coming out of this. But yes, that's my auto top off. I got my Toonsy right there controlling it, so definitely worked out. Alright, you guys, that's the tank and all the equipment right there. I'm gonna give you some input on all the coils that I got and what fish are new, what's not. It's been a while since I made a video, so here we go. Alright, so concept for my tank before I got it was I just wanted LPS and softies tank only. I totally went against that, and I decided to just go with a mixed reef tank. I think you're getting a full like reef, aquatic, ocean look if you have both the SPS, LPS, and softies integrated in the tank. I just love the way it looks. You're getting the whole experience right there. You're getting all of them. So caring for SPS is a little bit harder than it would be for LPS or softies, because softies is a little bit hardy, so they're really not that hard to take care of, like toadstools and stuff like that, and mushrooms and zoas and whatnot. The SPS, however, you have to maintain good water quality. As a part of that would be calcium, alkaline, magnesium. your water flow has to be decently high, your lighting has to be good. So I achieved that. I had to modify obviously the placement of all corals for that reason, just so my torches or my Duncans or my frog spawn or my acans weren't getting too much flow, and the lighting was good in certain spots of the tank. So it's a little bit harder to modify if you're having a mixed reef tank, but if you can achieve it and you can place everything in a spot where it's really happy. I've moved zoas around the tank because they didn't like one spot, whereas they like the other spot better. So it's placement of your cores. You got to keep an eye on your cores, because sometimes they just look fine, and then you put them in one spot and they just look fine, but in actuality they're going to do a lot better in a different spot. So you got to trial and error with this. As you can tell, those zoas right there aren't opened up, so it's really hit and miss. I'm going to move those obviously, but everything else is loving it. So got my Ghani right there, my Porcelain Crab. He's loving it. He's got his little arms out right there. But if you can achieve placement, lighting for quality of the corals, they'll do great. My Blasto right there, he's not doing so well. I think I'm gonna lose a head on him, or maybe the whole thing. I'm not too sure. I hope not. But yeah, definitely placement, lighting is also a part of doing it. Dosing as well. If you're like dosing trace elements, I know I got coral colors. That's just enough. You don't really need on a major scale to dose trace elements like crazy, unless you're really into one specific type of coral. I know I dose trace elements both for my SPS for color wise, and iodine. I put some iodine in my water for the torches and all the other OPS. They like that. So if you can do that, you can achieve a mixed reef tank efficiently, and ultimately the look of a mixed reef tank is what you want, and it's the ultimate reef. Okay, so this is some of my Acropora. I've got many Acropora. I'm just going to cover, this is one of my favorites. I'm just going to cover a couple you'll see in this video. So I just recently, this guy recently fell off a rock when I transitioned him into the new tank, and I had to re-glue him. That's what you see, the glue there on the bottom. But I got many Acropora. I love Acropora. It's really nice. It's sweet. I love the rocky texture it has to it. And the further to the right, the little bigger piece you see there is one I got from my local fish store, and I got a whole bunch of Acropora everywhere, but I love this stuff. It looks really pretty in a reef tank and captures a good rock look. Alright, this is one of my mushrooms I got. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It looks like a kind of like a long tentacle mushroom or some sort of mushroom soft core that I got. I actually got this guy from my supervisor at work when I was changing over my tanks, and it did pretty good in my other tank and was actually pretty big in my other tank, just mainly because the water quality was maybe a little bit better because of bacteria, but he's doing pretty good right now, and he's getting bigger and bigger every day. So, but if someone could tell me what kind of mushroom this is, that'd be awesome in the comment box below. Alright, this is one of two plate corals that I have. I took a chip out of this one. He's about 1 month old, and he's actually healing pretty good. I have this red one and a green one. You'll see the green one in a second. But he's fairly new, so I'm giving him some time to grow. And we'll switch over to the green apple plate right now. This one actually got really huge, and he's doing well. He sits on top, gets a good amount of light and some flow. But yeah, the plate coral is a pretty cool addition to the tank. Candy cane coral. This guy started out as 2 heads, now he's like 6. He's doing pretty good in my tank too. He's pretty cool coral to have. Okay, so these are my world famous Duncan corals. These guys are doing pretty good. They've been in my tank for a while. They're growing rapidly. It was like 4 or 5 heads. Now it's like 10 or 12. So they're doing very well. I like the addition. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure what these guys are. Also got these from my supervisor at work. He had given them to me. He said they're kind of like a filter feeder kind of coral. So I've had them ever since then, and they've been doing pretty good. They kind of just sway around, so they look pretty cool. This is, it looks like an open brain coral. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I've been told that's what it is. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm not entirely sure, but this guy's been in my tank for around 6 months. Not in the Jbj, in the 100-gallon. I just transferred him over. He does very well. He's kind of like, he's really hardy, so he does pretty good in my tank. Really cool addition. Everybody's like, oh, what is that? 'Cause it's kind of like looks like a ball of jelly and just kind of bounces around all day. Alright, so this is my Haitian anemone. Zoom out, show you my clownfish that's hosting it. I love this anemone. He stayed in my tank forever. He just won't go away, and he's in a bad spot now because the flow and the clownfish can't get to him. But you know, I love this anemone. He's always been there. Alright, my Blasto. This thing has been in my reef tank for like 8 months, and he looks like he's dropping a head since I transferred him. He didn't really like that, so hopefully it gets better. We'll see. I don't want him to die. And then there is my Porcelain Crab. I'm trying to zoom in and out. Sorry about that. He is in a ORA pink Ghani. This Ghani is a tank and has been through hell and back. So it's doing pretty good. There's my leopard wrasse. That's my pride joy right there. But this ORA Ghani it's a tank, and it's a beast. It's awesome addition. Okay, so we're now on to my plate coral. This coral was not doing good at all in my other tank. I put him in this tank, and he is blooming out. He loves the flow. He loves the lighting. He's always got his he's always extended out like that. But yeah, this coral just loves this new tank. So I'm pretty glad that he's loving the new tank. And even though it's a slow grower, we'll see where it goes. Alright, on to this guy. This is a watermelon of some sorts. It was called a watermelon coral at this reef shop I got it from. I'm pretty sure they didn't know what they were talking about when I got it, but it looks pretty cool, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to put it in my tank. So I just picked up a frag of it and threw it in there, and off it went. It hasn't grown much. It's only a couple days old, but we'll see where it goes after that. Alright, last but not least, this is the torch coral. This thing has been in my tank forever. It started out as 2 heads, and now it has like 6 heads on it. It's my purple tip torch. I also have a gold tip torch with like purple extension on it. It's got some green in the middle, which makes it pretty cool. This guy has grown over the years and gotten really big, so he is not only just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. I can't wait to see what he looks like in the future. I hope you guys like watching all the different corals and me describing what corals I have in my tank, even though it's kind of dry. But yeah, here's a tour of the tank and what it looks like living.